Erev Tov, I'm Stephen Ben-Nun with Israeli News Live, reporting here in the capital of Jerusalem, and we've got some very interesting breaking news that is happening tonight. I got a message this evening from my father-in-law. He was monitoring CT24 News. It's a news channel broadcasted in the Czech Republic there, and a very alarming broadcast that he was able to catch live today, and it was regarding the defense minister of the Czech Republic. His name is Martin Strupnitsky. Martin excuse me, that's a hard name to pronounce for me. Strupnitsky is a defense minister there in the Czech Republic, and he was saying with a bunch of other politicians that were on stage there that it is the United States that has actually caused the problems in Syria. The only reason he says we have a refugee crisis is because the U.S. government, the Barack Obama administration, he said, armed the different factions in Syria to topple Bashar Assad, the president of the Syrian people at this time. And he said this is the reason we are having the problems. Immediately while he was announcing this, the politicians told him right there on the stage to be careful. He said NATO is our ally, and the United States, we are part of NATO, he says, and the United States is our ally as well. But he said, why are you ignoring the facts of really what's going on? He said, why is it not being reported in the news worldwide that a genocide is taking place in Europe? Now, the genocide he was referring to, as he said it right there on camera, is that 3,000 women annually are murdered by Muslims who are marrying in amongst the women in the European Union, and they're killed, or vice versa. In the marriages, they're taken back. Either they're taken back to the Arabic countries, or they marry them there, and they're killing these women on a regular basis. He said it is a genocide of the European women, and yet no one is saying anything about it. It is really an atrocity that needs to be brought out. We have very serious other news that is happening, and by the way, we have all kinds of things going on here in Israel because of the holidays here. We're in the 10 days of repentance before Yom Kippur, by the way, here in the Old City. There's all kinds of festivities here right after Rosh Hashanah happened here. So now we have music in the background, live music here. I'm outside of Jaffa Gate, a little ways away from the main entrance here, in probably the quietest place I can find, but some very lovely Hebraic music, worship songs here in Jerusalem. But anyway, also another thing that I wanted to bring to your attention, the Germans are actually flying now. Their jets are patrolling, this is according to RT News, their jets are patrolling the skies over the eastern part of Europe. They're fully armed, and Russia certainly is considering this a provocation, and no doubt it is. And I'm just wondering, are they about to bring this into a major war going on? We're already seeing Russia is building a base in Syria. We reported this about a week or so ago, everything that was going on. Everybody thought we were crazy for saying it, but Russia has troops on the ground. Now they're bringing in tanks and everything else. It's a very serious situation there. And of course, Iran, one of the generals of Iran has actually reported that, and this is on, let me see, just check my notes here real quick. But the general of Iran, I believe this is on, let me just check and see real quick. It is, yes, United with Israel is actually reporting that the Iranian general has warned that it has the capability and could strike U.S. bases in the Middle East. This was a very interesting report. In fact, I was just with the founder of United with Israel there. We were speaking at the same conference here with Brother Kellen Davidson with Reconciliation with Israel there. But he stated, or an article that was written by his paper here, said that the Iranian general said that they have the ability to hit U.S. bases. Their missiles now are able to reach 3,000 kilometers. kilometers. They have drones that are able to go this distance and drop missiles. They have missiles that have this capability. And he's boasting that Iran now has only what Russia and the United States possibly have, and that is supersonic missiles that cannot be knocked down by the defense shield. Now, I think the reason why you're seeing this boast right now by the Iranian general is because Russia there is in Syria, and they feel more confident now that Russia's in the Middle East to knock out ISIS that they can boast against Israel. So it's only no doubt a matter of time before all-out war breaks out. And one other bit of news here coming out of Israel that concerns me as well. Prime Minister Netanyahu has announced that today that he would adopt a less stringent rules regarding the opening fire against terrorists who are throwing rocks and firebombs at Israelis. Now, some people think, well, it's just throwing rocks, no big deal. Throwing rocks here causes children to be killed in car accidents and rocks being slammed into the side of their heads while their parents are trying to drive. It is a very serious issue. Firebombs have killed and maimed many Jewish people here in Israel. It is a majorly serious issue. But the problem, however, though, is Yehuda Weinstein, who is the Attorney General, has the ability to override Netanyahu, his decision to be able to loose the rules of engagement here. This was reported here today on, I believe it was Israel National News. Very serious issues that are going on, friends. We are definitely seeing, as Yeshua points out, we have wars and rumors of wars. And not only that, nation is rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom. The kingdoms are the Arabic nations. Iran is threatening to annihilate Saudi Arabia. And now we're seeing with the United States, NATO, Russia, the conflicts are at the door. But remember, Yeshua said, be not troubled. These are only the beginning of sorrows. If that's the beginning of sorrows, what's coming next? And don't forget, Pope Francis was in Cuba today, and what was interesting, and this was according to AOL News, their particular spokesman there said that he got a welcome as if it was a rock star. I mean, and he's going to America tomorrow. We'll be covering the events on that. Very concerned. New World Order, Antichrist, Pope Francis taking the helm there, and who can imagine? He's the Pharaoh of Egypt. He is the Pharaoh of the world, and claims to be the leader, to be the head of all political and spiritual powers around the earth. And of course, many churches, many different Muslim people have joined in with him. Now we're seeing the Jewish people, the chief rabbi of Israel goes there, makes an alliance with him. And my friends, my Jewish brethren, I plead with you, do you not know that God clearly said to Moses in Exodus, I believe it's chapter 32 or 34, I forget which one, make no covenants with them. You cannot make a covenant with Esau. Esau is nothing less than Rome itself, the Vatican. It is Pope Francis. He is that descendant of Esau. He is that royal lineage of Esau himself, and he is there to do Israel harm. And it is a very serious hour we're living in. We are waiting now for the two witnesses to arrive anytime on the scene. Eliyahu ve Moshe, according to the biblical command that God has given according to Revelation 11, and as well as what we see written in the Torah, in the Tanakh, in the book of Exodus. Moses says he will return. He says, I will sing. He said he will sing that he has gotten victory over the horse and over his rider, and they've been thrown into the sea. We know Moses never did this. He's coming back. It's in the future tense. He's going to throw the Pope of Rome off this Mount Zion, which I am standing on now, Mount Zion. He will remove him from Mount Zion. He will be the one that will stop them from drinking on there, according to Obadiah's prophecy there, where they're drinking on God's holy mountain. And as well, Elijah, according to Malachi, will come to turn the hearts of the children back to their fathers. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun with Israeli News Live, reporting from the capital of Israel, Jerusalem. Shalom.